Namaste. As you come to the very end of Rahu Mahadasha, you start thinking that what will happen in Jupiter Mahadasha. Many people have many myths about Jupiter Mahadasha. Some people think that they will get a lot of money. Some people think that they will get a lot of fame. Some people think that some miracle will happen and everything will change. But that is not how the reality is. When Jupiter Mahadasha starts, what is the purpose of Jupiter Mahadasha? Why you have got this opportunity, this rare opportunity of going through Jupiter Mahadasha? What is the meaning of this Jupiter Mahadasha? So there are many such questions that I have answered in this podcast. Always remember, the whole purpose of life is to get ready. Many times you ask that when will I meet my master? And the answer is simple. The master appears when the disciple is ready. This readiness is based on the level of your surrender. The more you are able to surrender, the more you get ready. And when you come to the stage of total surrender, then you are completely ready. And that is the time when the master appears before you. And then Lao Tzu says that when the student is ready, the master appears. And when the student is really ready, the master disappears. Because the real master would never want you to remain dependent on him. The real master always values freedom. And that is why Lao Tzu says that when the disciple is ready, truly ready, the master disappears. So this Jupiter Mahadasha is a very significant period. In an evolved soul's life, this Jupiter Mahadasha, he can use it to his spiritual growth. However, if the soul is not much evolved, then he simply wastes this golden opportunity of Jupiter Mahadasha. So there are many things that I have shared in this podcast. I am sure that those who are walking on the path will definitely benefit from this podcast. And it will also help you to get more clarity as well as debunk most of your myths about Jupiter Mahadasha. So let's begin. Jupiter has less to do with money and more to do with wisdom. And so if you are going through the last stage of Rahu Mahadasha and you are hoping to receive loads of money as soon as you enter Jupiter Mahadasha, then you are living in a fool's paradise. Jupiter Mahadasha has more to do with your self-growth. Rahu Mahadasha leads you to many illusions and poor desires, leading you to nowhere. During the entire Rahu Mahadasha, you may earn good money, but you remain under the dark shadows of ignorance that comes due to the intense desires that haunt you during the 18 years of Rahu Mahadasha. You make many wrong decisions during Rahu Mahadasha. No matter whether you earn millions of dollars during Rahu Mahadasha, still you end up making many wrong choices in your personal life as well as in your professional life. Corrupt thoughts, corrupt actions, all of these pull you away from God consciousness. You become a two-legged animal during Rahu Mahadasha. However, as you enter the benevolent Jupiter Mahadasha, slowly you start coming back to your senses. Slowly you start transforming from a two-legged animal to a two-legged human being. So the Jupiter Mahadasha's major goal is to restore you back to the human consciousness so that you grow from within. So the assumption that Jupiter Mahadasha will shower loads of money in your life is a myth. Money is not important to Sri Guru. You come back to your senses. You evolve as a human being and you correct all the mistakes that you did during your Rahu Mahadasha is what matters to Sri Guru. And so in Guru Mahadasha, the primary focus is on your self-growth. And remember, the more is the self-growth, the more you become capable of earning money. And moreover, the money you earn remains with you, meaning you are able to do good savings because you are no more living a robotic life, an ignorant life. During Rahu Mahadasha, you are living a robotic, meaning an ignorant life. However, during Sri Guru Mahadasha, you get the wonderful opportunity to live a conscious life, to live with more and more awareness. So Jupiter or Guru Mahadasha is all about expanding the realms of your awareness. So now we will quickly discuss what happens during the Antardasha of Guru Mahadasha. In the first Guru Antardasha period, it is a period of high voltage wherein you get a strong dose of awareness. It is as if you have opened your eyes after Rahu's 18 years of coma period. So during this wake up period, you tend to struggle a bit, just the way you struggle to wake up in the morning, especially if you have been slogging for a long time. Similarly, this period is not very productive, though it marks the arrival of your awareness. It is as if suddenly you are awakened from a deep sleep. Guru Shani, meaning Jupiter-Saturn period, is when you start getting a certain signal of wisdom. Either you start taking efforts to focus on expanding your wisdom, or you come in contact with a wise person who guides you. This is a period when many men and women meet their masters. Guru Mercury, that is Jupiter Mercury period, is when you take a keen interest in reading books of wisdom. You also tend to incline towards communicating more. Your communication skill improves, as well as you also do well in managing your finances. Overall, this period marks a good rise in your living standards. Guru Ketu, that is Jupiter Ketu period, is a highly spiritual period. Evolved souls go through many great spiritual experiences during this Guru Ketu period. You may also get rid of all kinds of black magic spells that were cast on you during your Rahu Mahadasha. So if your enemy had cast certain dangerous black magic spells on you during your Rahu Mahadasha, then it is during this Guru Ketu Antardasha period that you may come across certain remedies or a certain person who may help you to overcome these black magic spells. So this period is an intense cleansing period. At the end of this period, you will feel much lighter and happier, and you also evolve as a person. Guru Venus, that is Jupiter Venus Antardasha period, is a great period that brings all kinds of comforts to your life. It may happen that you have been living a luxurious life from your childhood days, but now during this period you will be able to actually enjoy the pleasures of life. Always remember, living a luxurious life and enjoying a luxurious life are two different points. There are many men and women who drive a BMW car but cannot enjoy the drive, and there are men and women who simply enjoy the drive, then no matter whether the car is BMW, Toyota or a Maruti Suzuki. Many times it happens you eat in a 5-star hotel and yet you don't enjoy the food the way you enjoy when eating at home. So this is a period when you get the necessary setup that lets you enjoy and experience the many comforts of life. Guru Ravi, that is Jupiter Sun Antardasha period, is a high voltage period wherein you become more resourceful. A certain shine comes to your aura and people start noticing you. You may wonder how come people are noticing your talent now when you had been exhibiting the same talent for past so many years. But that is how this human world is. A stock that has absolutely no demand suddenly skyrockets to new heights and everybody starts talking about it. Similarly, people start talking about you, of course in a positive way. It all depends on how much effort you have taken towards your self-growth before this period of Guru Sun Antardasha. The more effort, the more payback you will receive during this period. Guru Chandra Antardasha period, that is Jupiter Moon Antardasha period, is primarily focused on settling you within. Meditative souls get more rooted within during this highly auspicious period of Jupiter Moon Antardasha. It is excellent for a speedy progress in meditations. However, even for a common soul, this period helps because it gives more clarity and makes the person more sorted. Suddenly you start feeling as if your mind is much sorted, and even your near and dear ones start feeling that now you are a much sorted person. This is also a period when you could receive more love from your life partner and as well as from your mother. Guru Mangal Antardasha period, that is Jupiter Mars Antardasha period, makes you more positive in your outlook. You become more active and conscious of your actions. You tend to think more before you execute any action. Focus on karma is more during this period. The whole aura around you is highly energetic and you become a more action-oriented person. Now, you will not just dream, but you will focus on executing your plans to attain your dream. During this period, you are highly productive, and because of your high performance, you tend to receive many favors from your immediate seniors at workplace. And now comes the last phase of Guru Mahadasha, and that is Guru Rahu Antardasha, that is Jupiter Rahu Antardasha period. This period directs your desires on a positive track. Although you may become more desirous during this period, still, because of the presence of Sri Guru, the quality of your desires is of a higher level than otherwise. Always remember, you cannot drop your desire. You cannot destroy your desire. However, you can always purify your desire. Mohan asked, "What do you mean when you say purify your desire? Can you give me an example?" Sure. There is one good example, and that example is of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. When he conquered the province of Kalyan, the beautiful queen of Kalyan was presented before him. And the queen was extremely beautiful, so beautiful that no man could resist his temptation of not having her. However, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was such a great soul that when he looked at her, the first words that came out of his mouth were, "How great it would have been if my mother also would have been so beautiful." So you see, he related the beautiful queen to his mother and then released her with due respect. This is what purified desires are. The great king Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj desired that his mother also should have been so beautiful like the queen of Kalyan. He had absolutely no corrupt thoughts or temptations towards the captured queen. Instead, he let her go with due respect. Rarely has this country seen such a great king, a king of such a high caliber. In Saurashtra, Gujarat, I had seen a monument of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, and the words written on it were very moving. It said that had there been no Shivaji Raja, then the whole Indian subcontinent would have got converted to Islam. And these words are true because during the time of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the cruel Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb was determined to forcefully convert millions of Hindus to Muslim. However, the presence of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj saved millions of Hindus from converting to Muslim. So when it comes to purifying desires, I think there is no better example than that of the great king Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, or for instance Rana Pratap or Samrat Prithviraj Chauhan. The only Mughal emperor that I hold in high regards is Emperor Akbar. Although he was born Muslim, he died as a non-Muslim. He established a new religion that had the best teachings of all religions. It was called Din-e-Ilahi. Although the first part of his life was full of hatred towards the Hindus, his second part was full of love towards other religions such as the Hindus, the Sikhs and the Christians. And he contributed much to the society by providing a stable government with much prosperity and peace. So you see, Emperor Akbar is yet another example of a man who was bad in the first phase of his life, but he transformed into a great person in the second phase of his life. In fact, Akbar rose to such a great heights of wisdom that great spiritual masters such as Osho have specifically stated that Emperor Akbar indeed was one of the best rulers of his times. When the desires are purified, you change. You become more lovable, more approachable, more tolerant, and more mature. Self-transformation is totally based on the level and purity of your desires. Always remember this. And this Jupiter Rahu period is one such period wherein you can actually evolve to new heights by purifying your desires. And desires are purified when you focus on living a sattvic spiritual way of life. The transformation of desire happens through your self-awareness.
and Jupiter gives you the platform to expand your self awareness and thereby raise the quality of your life to new heights. So, overall, Guru Mahadasha has more to do with your self growth. Money making, buying new properties, buying new cars, and doing all kinds of show off is not the purpose of Guru Mahadasha. Let this be very clear. However, during Guru or Jupiter Mahadasha, through your gradual self growth, you will gain more wisdom, leading you to a much more blissful, satisfying life. Always remember, during Rahu Mahadasha, you are following money. But by the end of Jupiter Mahadasha, money will start following you. Because prosperity always comes to a wise person. Money always follows knowledge. Knowledge never has to chase money. And during Guru Mahadasha, you will indeed become a knowledgeable person than what you were during Rahu Mahadasha. The great spiritual master Haida Khan Babaji says, nothing can be achieved without knowledge, and yet everything can be achieved just through a pure heart. Jupiter Mahadasha is simply a process, a blessing that helps you purify your heart by encouraging you to walk on the spiritual path. These 16 years of Jupiter period simply motivates you to meditate, to chant, and thereby get ready for the next period of your life, the period of Saturn Mahadasha, when you start getting the actual fruits of all the self-learning that happened during this Guru Mahadasha. So, if you are going through Guru Mahadasha, then it is a period to get ready. Then whether this readiness is for material achievements or spiritual achievements, depending on the inclination of the native, but the bottom line is focus on getting ready. The master appears only when the disciple is ready, says the great spiritual master Lao Tzu. This readiness from a spiritual perspective is the readiness to live your life in total surrender. Depending on the level of your awareness and the level of your soul, you will succeed in getting ready. My sharing is only for a select few who understand my language and who resonates with my sharing. Love to all my close followers. Stay motivated and remember to meditate every day. Meditation slowly turns into your enlightenment. You suddenly become aware one day. Where is that darkness? Where is that continuous rush of thoughts? Where has the mind gone? Suddenly you are absolutely as hollow as a bamboo. But your hollowness is not empty. It is full of joy and full of rejoicing. You will dance for no reason at all. You will sing for no reason at all. Songs that you have not composed, dances that you have not learned. They are just bubbling spontaneously in your consciousness. That is enlightenment. But don't make it a goal. Meditation is enough. Everything else follows on its own. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru. ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ गं गणपतये नमः।